Hey everyone, I'm Tsunani. Welcome to a new video. Today's video is a little art haul. I'm showing you a few things I bought. Twice a year, on my birthday in March and on Christmas, I allow myself to buy art supplies from my wish list. Some of these things have been on that list for quite a while. Let's first look at this thing here, which you've probably already spotted. This is an empty metal palette from Meeden, and it's the big one. I mean, the big one. It holds 48 half pence. This is the biggest palette I own so far. You remember my recently assembled favorite colors palette, right? That one holds 31 half pence. I realized I was still missing some colors, so maybe this 48 pen palette will become the new home for all my favorite watercolors. I'm not exactly sure yet. There's a swatching video where I show you every single color in my favorite colors palette over on my Patreon if you're curious about what's inside. I also love that the 48 pens are already included with the palette. By the way, the Meeden palettes actually come in two other sizes as well. I've always bought the smallest one so far, the 12 half pen size, though you can easily fit around 20 pens inside if you remove the inlay. I've always really liked these palettes and they are a great price. But I'm noticing right now that this one seems a bit warped and crooked, which is a little annoying. Maybe I can fix it, we will see. It's not terrible, but still a bit disappointing. Let me know if you'd like me to film a video where we will fill this palette together. I'd be happy to make that if you want. So let's see what's inside this box. I collected all of this for you over the last weeks. I ordered from different shops, Artemiranda, Gerstecker here in Germany, and also a few things from my local art store. Let's move on to another little mini palette. This is the mini palette from Szmal. I've bought it once before, including the paints in another color. The mini urban sketches palette, which contains really beautiful colors. You know, I love Szmal paints in general, and at some point I wanted to create a cute little curated palette with just their colors. But first I will use this palette to store all my additional Szmal paints because my main Szmal palette is totally full. Oh, and the mini palette comes in 4 different colors. I think it's very practical and honestly really adorable, these cute tiny palettes. And since we are on that topic, here are some new Szmal colors that will move into that mini palette right away. Some of these have been on my list forever. I just didn't buy them because I didn't have the space in my palette. Well, turns out the solution is that simple, right? I've got 2 full pens here because I couldn't get these in half pens, the 2 colors. Let's swatch them together. I'm really curious. Let's first unwrap them. The first color is Lava. I've seen it so many times in different videos, and every single time I loved it and I thought, oh, what is this? What color is this? I have to have it. And so, of course, I had to get it. I'll swatch everything a bit bigger here on this sheet of paper first, and then again in my swatching book. The book has hot pressed cotton paper, and since I mainly paint only on hot pressed cotton paper, that works great for comparison. This larger sheet is cold pressed cellulose paper. Oh, this looks stunning right away. It's made from PG17 and PB29 and PR255. It granulates beautifully and the pigments separate, which you will see especially well once it dries. I will show you that, of course, later. The second full pan is Aquarius Violet, also such a gorgeous color. It looks similar to lava, but it's more violet, bluish. I couldn't decide, so I have both now. It's PB29, PR255 like lava, plus PV19 instead of the yellow pigment in the lava. Also beautifully granulating, and the pigments separate such a great color. Since I love colors in this whole vibe, I also picked Caput Mortuum, an earth pigment, PR102. It granulates beautifully as well. I love it so much. I love all these colors and I love all the Caput Mortuums. This whole row in my swatch book looks almost tone and tone now, but I promise you all of these colors are different. I can take a photo later so you can see the differences more clearly. Recently I discovered green umber for myself. Very new obsession. I tried the Schminke version and then wanted to test the Roman Szmal version as well. This is German raw umber greenish, PBR7, also an earth pigment. It's a bit lighter than I expected, but still beautiful. I only recently realized that I actually do like browns. Yeah, I almost never used browns before. I feel like I have to catch up now. The next color is Aquarius Green. This one has been on my list for a long time. A wonderfully natural looking, granulating green. I love greens like this. The pigments separate beautifully again. PY150, PBR25 and PB29. The last Roman Szmal color today is Indifferent Blue, PB60. For the longest time, I didn't realize. For years, I loved the dark blue from Schminke, also PB60. And this year, I tried Indifferent Blue from Rose Gallery for the first time and fell totally in love with that color. But I never checked the pigment. And now I finally realized why I love this kind of blue so much. Funny that I didn't notice sooner, because Schminke just uses a different name for the PB60 color. Well, now I know. Next I have two watercolors from Daniel Smith. The first one is Mayan Blue Genuine. This has been on my list forever. I love this shade of blue so much. It's also supposedly a natural sourced pigment. The swatch is a bit patchy, reminds me a little bit of the Schminke Naturals Indigo Ferra. The next one is Buff Titanium. I realized this summer that for nature sketching and landscapes, I was missing a color like this. I haven't one yet, and yes, I'm officially in the Buff Titanium club now. The Daniel Smith one is really creamy and looks just like that. I'm excited to add it to my palette. Next, I finally bought some Flashe paints from Lefranc Bourgeois. These are vinyl paints. I've heard so much about them for so long and really wanted to try them. They're kind of like acrylics. They dry permanent, but they have a matte finish. Sort of like acrylic gouache, but maybe different. I don't know yet. We will see. The first color is Red Ochre, a beautiful earthy red. Wow, it's so pigmented and super opaque. The consistency is lovely. The second color is Steel de Grain Green. Such a gorgeous color. Yeah, I would call it a green gold. I really like green golds. It's much more transparent, pretty normal for yellow tones. Not all of them are opaque, but I love it. And the third color is Prussian Blue. I wanted a functional primary triad. Sure, these aren't the typical primary colors, but I don't really like the typical ones anyway. I'm excited to see what I can mix from these, and I can't wait to try them. I also want to use them for backgrounds under gouache or in mixed media pieces. Oh, and all pigment and light fastness informations is printed on the tube. That's super helpful. I will test colored pencils on top of them in a moment. Next product, or rather products, are these. I ordered some individual Neoart crayons, Neoart pastels from Caran for the following reason. I also paint large acrylic pieces on canvas and gesso boards, and recently I've been missing a textural layer on top of acrylic. I wanted something that works over acrylic paint and is kind of waterproof and light fast. I do own a Neocolor too, and it's possible to use them over acrylics. They are opaque then, but they are not waterproof. You can just wipe them off with water, what doesn't work for me. Neoart sticks, however, is supposed to be waterproof and highly light fast. They are wax and oil-based pastels, but supposedly not greasy and smudgy. Here I have an old canvas with a painting I don't plan to finish, and I have to say, Neoart works over acrylics. They are opaque and they also layer really well on top of another, and they blend nicely into each other, and they don't smear around. Okay, I did expect them to be slightly softer, which might be an issue on large canvases, but I will test that over the next few days, weeks, and then I can tell you a bit better. The colors I bought are Perilane Maroon, Dark Indigo, White Carmine, Light Malachite, and Cobalt Blue 5%. The only thing is, they crumble a lot. Here I'm comparing them to Neocolor 2. You can use Neocolor 2 over Acrylic 2, but as you can see, you can wash them off with water. Neoart keeps its promise. The water beads right off, nothing smears, they are absolutely waterproof. That makes me honestly really happy. I can't wait to use them in a painting. Unfortunately, there aren't that many colors available. The selection isn't amazing, but I will take what I can get, and I'm just super happy I found something that actually works. Oh, and by the way, I imagined them to be bigger. If you have suggestions for other products that work over acrylics and are waterproof as well and light fast, perhaps please leave them in the comments. That would be amazing, and I would be super happy to read what you think. Thank you so much. So the Flashe paints are dry now. Let's test how well colored pencils work on top. Neoart already works great. All wax pastels should work really well on this surface. And as you can see, colored pencils work perfectly on top too. It feels just like drawing over gouache. I expected this, but I'm still excited. Next thing, I got myself a few Holbein colored pencils. I've wanted to try these for ages. They are supposed to be really good. I picked some shades I use often. Let's swatch them together. The colors are Lavender Blue, a shade I recently discovered for highlight similar to Ultramarine Light from other brands. Then Prussian Blue, Iris. Look at this color. I love irises, and this is the perfect iris color. I love it. Grape, Crimson, Burgundy, Peacock Green, Olive Drab, and Fir Green. They are so soft and smooth and remind me a little bit of the Arrtx Colored pencils, but they are just a bit waxier, very soft but waxy. The luminous pencils are softer and also more chalkier than the Holbein ones. I think these will be great for details even though they are so very soft. I'm so happy to have a few now, and I will test them in my artwork to see if they suit me. I also bought another A5 Artcreation Sketchbook from Talens. I love these sketchbooks. They contain 140 GSM mixed media paper. I still have an A4 version here, but with 80 pages. It just overwhelms me right now. A5 is such a good size. I currently have 4 sketchbooks going because I wanted to test different brands. But once another one is full, I think I'll go back to Artcreation. They come in lots of colors and different sizes. I actually made a video about them. I will link that for you, of course. I love painting in them with different media, including watercolor. I never had issues using watercolor in them, even though the people say it's not ideal. Sure, the pages rub a little, but I don't mind that. And lastly, something truly special for me. This has been on my wish list for so long. One of the Holbein, Irodori, Gouache sets. I chose the winter set. There's also a spring, summer and an autumn set, each with different curated colors. I've been so in the mood to paint more with gouache and integrate it into my workflow, and Holbein gouache is recommended all the time, so I'm really excited to try them. I won't swatch all of them today. That will be its own review video in the coming weeks. If you don't want to miss that, feel free to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. It helps me and the channel, and you won't miss anything. The colors in this set are Crimson, Iron Oxide Red, Russet Brown, Dark Brown, Patina, Russet Green, Geisha Blue, Hummingbird Blue, Peony, Rycue Gray, Blue Black and Antique Gold. Let's swatch a few. Hummingbird Blue sounds amazing, and I have to say it's beautiful. I love blues like this. The consistency is great. I will thin the colors with some water to see how they behave diluted, and they flow beautifully. Look at that blue, it's so nice. Maybe let's try the gold too. I almost never use shimmering or iridescent colors. I rarely use them, and when I do, I prefer gold for details. The gold here seems very opaque and the particles are finely milled. That's what stands out immediately. Really pretty. Now I'm curious how it behaves on a dark background. Many gold paints are totally transparent and the underlayer color shows through. Let's test it on the Prussian blue here. It covers incredibly well. That actually surprises me. And diluted, oh yes, that looks gorgeous on the blue. Now I feel like painting patterns with a tiny brush on top of the blue. It looks so high quality and special, even diluted. It's beautiful. I'm a little obsessed already, really great. Let's try one more color, maybe russet green. Oh, I love these beautiful olive greens. This one is so pretty. I'm really happy I bought the winter set. And now I want more of them. They were over 20 euros off last week. I should have bought 2 sets, perhaps. Okay, one last color, dark brown. Yes, that's a beautiful brown. Let me dilute it. It looks like it's granulating. How cool is that? I didn't know gouache could granulate, but if you think about it, it makes sense. It's the same pigment. And with a lot of water, they behave like watercolor, doesn't they? Look at this. It's like I swatched a granulating watercolor paint. This is honestly amazing. Yep, I'm already in love with Holbein gouache. I'm curious how they will work in my actual workflow. I'm also excited about the video I will make for you about them in a few weeks. Next week, something different is coming. I need to check what I have planned for December. Maybe I will show you all of the paintings I made this year. I don't know. Or we will do a cozy sketchbook session and just a cozy December. I would really love that. If you have any video wishes, leave them in the comments. I read and answer all the comments, and I always love hearing from you. Thank you so much for being here. Huge thanks to my wonderful patrons. You are amazing. Oh, and the December reward for my Bloom friends is this artwork here. One of my absolute favorites as a printable download. Feel free to check out my Patreon if you're curious. And of course, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for your support. I wish you a wonderful week, my friends. See you next time. Yours, Tsunami.